What if I told you that your brain is secretly working against you? You're not as smart as you could be because your mind is tricking you, and you don't even know it. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll show you how to break free from this trap. You can become smarter than 90% of the people around you, and it's simpler than you think. No, this isn't some feel-good advice or a self-help pitch. This is real. Right now, you're probably stuck in something that's holding you back, and unless you understand it, you'll keep making the same mistakes over and over again. I'm talking about cognitive bias. It's a sneaky mental trap that controls everything you do, what you buy, who you trust, how you judge others, and the choices you make. And most people live their whole lives stuck in it, never realizing how it's limiting them. The truth is, you're not lazy. You're not broken. You're just stuck in a mental trap that's holding you back from achieving your potential. You're not making decisions. You're just reacting. Your brain is on autopilot, thinking it's being smart, when really, it's falling for one of over 188 thinking traps that we all fall for, including me. Have you ever been in an argument where the other person just wouldn't listen? That's bias in action. But here's the thing, you do it too. Everyone does. Because our brains are wired for survival, not truth. We've developed these shortcuts to help us survive, but they're not the best way to think critically. And unless you learn how to question your thinking, you'll never rise above the crowd. You hear about a plane crash on the news, and suddenly, flying feels dangerous. Right. That's called the availability heuristic. Your brain assumes something is more likely to happen just because it's fresh in your mind. But the reality is, statistically, you're way more likely to slip in the shower and get hurt than to die in a plane crash. But does that stop you from showering? Of course not. That's how bias works. It feels true, but it's not. It messes with your head and leads you to make decisions based on emotion, not logic. So what can you do about it? How do you beat your brain at its own game? It's simple. Second-order thinking. This is where most people fall short. They only look at the first consequence of their actions. I'll skip the gym today, they say. I'm tired. It sounds harmless, right? But second-order thinking says, okay, if I skip today, I'm making it easier to skip tomorrow. If I do that long enough, I'll lose momentum, feel like a failure, and quit altogether. That one little decision snowballs into a much bigger problem. Real thinkers don't just stop at the first consequence, they think ahead. They ask, what happens next? They see the bigger picture and plan for the future. They don't just react to what's in front of them, they strategize. They're always 5 steps ahead while most people are stuck on step 1. But there's more. Your brain isn't just lazy because it wants to be, it's lazy. After all, thinking is hard. Thinking takes a lot of energy, so your brain naturally tries to save power. That's why you find yourself scrolling on your phone for hours instead of doing the hard work that needs to get done. It's why you follow your gut feelings instead of checking the facts. But here's the good news, your brain is like a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger it gets. So, how do you do that? Start by pausing. Before making any decision, stop and ask yourself, what's the opposite of what I believe right now? Try to argue against your own opinion. It feels weird, doesn't it? But that's the point. You're training your brain to think, not just react. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at spotting mistakes and opportunities that others miss. You'll see things others don't even notice, and you'll start making decisions that lead you ahead of the pack. Most people live inside their own echo chamber. They scroll through life, reacting to whatever comes their way, never challenging their thoughts, never asking, what if I'm wrong? But if you train yourself to stop and ask the hard questions, you'll rise above the crowd. This isn't about magic or talent, it's about mental discipline. And mental discipline is rare. That's why people who master it are the ones who outsmart, outthink, and excel more than everyone else. So now that you've learned this, are you going to forget about it in 5 minutes, or are you going to use this knowledge to start thinking smarter, living better, and achieving more than you ever thought possible? The choice is yours. If you're ready to level up your life and unlock your true potential, hit that subscribe button right now.